The once gentle princess underwent a complete personality shift after her wedding. Anyone who dared to defy or criticize her was put to death, whether it was her newlywed husband or her mother-in-law whom she'd just met. And every bit of this was brought upon the family by their own doing. It turned out the princess had spent years leading armies and guarding the kingdom's borderlands. But to marry her first love, she'd willingly step down from her post and return to civilian life, ready to settle into a quiet life of raising a family. Just as she thought a happy future awaited her, her husband handed her a cup of wine before the ceremony began. The princess drank it without suspicion, only for him to drop his kind facade and reveal his true, ugly nature the very next second. He arrogantly declared that alongside the princess, he was also taking his pregnant concubine, already 2 months along, as his wife that same day. The princess flew into a rage. She grabbed him and hurled him to the floor, furious at his delusional audacity. But her husband only sneered, telling her the wine she'd just drunk had been laced with poison. If she refused to submit, she would die in 7 days. Worse still, he claimed this was all the emperor's doing. After years commanding the border armies, the princess held too much military power, and the emperor feared she posed a threat to his throne. So he conspired with her husband to strip her of everything and neutralize her completely. The concubine chimed in from the side, saying that if the princess bowed to her will, she would provide a dose of antidote every 7 days to keep her alive. But the princess showed no fear. She wrapped her hand around the concubine's throat and squeezed. Years on the battlefield had long since stripped her of any fear of death. Now that she knew the full truth, she made her decision: the entire family would die with her. And she would not stop there. She would lead her army straight to the imperial palace, and make the emperor kneel before her to beg for forgiveness. Still blind to the danger, her husband tried to threaten her further, only for her to kick him so hard he was left gravely injured. The princess then summoned her most trusted subordinate, ordering him to bring their troops to storm the imperial palace at dawn. But the screams and cries from the bridal chamber alerted the rest of the family that something was very wrong. They rushed in, only to find the husband and concubine both beaten unconscious by the princess. Her mother-in-law immediately stepped forward, demanding the princess kneel and apologize. But the princess simply slapped her hard across the face. From the moment her husband had handed her that poison wine, she'd considered every last one of them her enemies. Panicked, the mother-in-law told her daughter to run and beg the emperor for help. But the princess had been watching their every move. With a single flick of her wrist, she threw a sword straight through the girl, killing the husband's sister instantly.